What's going on, Deborah? We have been working on getting you on for this interview over the past week, and I'm super excited to do it because we've been working together over the past, how long has it been now?
It's been since July, since when I started, and I started slow, and then I caught on fire and took off. But it has
awesome.
Courtney a few times, but she loves me.
I love it. You have been consistent. You have been a huge inspiration to a lot of the people in our community because of that. And today I really just want to highlight some of your successes growing up to that $50,000 a month mark with your spa over there. And where are you located, by the way?
We're in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. $50,000 a month. When we got started out, I think you're at like hovering around like $15,000, $17,000 a month.
Exactly.
And you've been able to, that's like 4X, you know, where we're at prior. And we did that in like a 6-month time frame. So I'm super excited to kind of share what's worked and kind of your journey throughout that. And I've got a little bit of an agenda that I want to make sure we can cover today, talking about, you know, what's working to attract clients, what's working to book the appointments, what's working in your consultations. One of the big points I really want to dive in today is how you've been able to do your packaged offers with your clients as well. I know you charge some of your clients are paying like what, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, sometimes like $5,000 with you for some of your packages.
Yeah, laser hair removal is a huge money maker. So if you have lasers, you can make your higher packages and everything. So yeah, you can bring in the money.
Love it. Well, we're going to talk about all of that stuff. Before we dive right in, want to make sure everyone here in the group gives us a big hello. Let us know when you're here. Show me and Deborah some love. Type in hashtag live or hashtag replay, depending on when you're watching this down below. We'll be reading all the comments. I just got them pulled up on my phone. Answering any questions, comments, concerns you guys have about what you can do to potentially take your business anywhere from $10,000, $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month. That's what we do best here at Real Beauty Bosses. So let's focus on you, Deborah. Give us a little rundown. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here?
So Deborah, married 39 years with my husband. I have 2 adult kids. One owns the spa with me, and have 2 grandkids. And I opened this business with my daughter 15 years ago. I have 40 years in oil industry though, so budgeting is my thing. So that just kind of helps with all of this. Let's see. Okay, so I retired 5 years ago from the industry, started in with just my business, starting to get in license and stuff and get my stuff going. Then the close down came and I was like, okay, so how am I going to make this work now? You know, how am I going to go find new clients to bring in? Obviously, we have clients that stopped coming because of the closure. And so it was a scary moment, you know, the unknown of what's going to happen with everyone, not just me, but everyone around you. You see people get sick, you see people losing their businesses and their homes, and you're like, okay, what can I do to protect me and my family? And sorry about that. We've got construction going on.
I've got construction here too. So if anyone in the comments hears any banging, it's gonna be a loud interview today.
Yeah. So we're saying that through Facebook is how I found y'all, and I reached out and I like the ideal of having the control myself. I like the ideal of y'all telling me everything I need to do in order to do it, because that way, if it doesn't work, I only have myself to blame for it.
100%. And you've taken full responsibility of your outcome. You know, we've been a part of the process, but you've controlled your journey, and it's been awesome to see you grow. And like I had mentioned at the beginning of this too, not only have you been able to 4X your current business over there and go from 15 to 17,000 to 50,000, but you've also been able to be a huge light for helping other people inspire and motivate themselves to do the same, which is awesome. So with that being said, I want to get some action and energy going with the people who are here in the comments. We're starting to get quite a few people on. When you guys are here on the live, go ahead and let us know who you are, what you do, what services you offer, and also go ahead and hashtag 50K down below in the comments. By the end of this interview, we're going to make sure we pair you up with some bonus resources, training, and information that will help you do what you need to do to get to that 10, 25, 50, $100,000 a month mark, whatever your goal is. Deborah, I may be even open to sharing. We actually did like a step-by-step kind of walkthrough and created a playbook for you, walking through what post you were using, what strategy you were using, like what did your consultation look like, things like that. If you guys type in hashtag 50K down below, we can pair you up with that training as well. So Deborah, let's go ahead and start before we get into tactics and stuff like that. How'd you get into the industry in the first place?
My daughter is divorced, has 2 kids, and she wanted to be able to kind of take control of her own hours. And so after, I guess 5 years of being in the industry, she came to me and asked me, could we open a company? And I was like, sure, why not? And so we've done pretty well with it. We was real successful, been able, like I said, 15 years. I've got 2 girls that work for us, both my daughters, so we keep it family owned. But then when the close down came, you know, that was our first crunch of what to do, where to go.
So were you, how long have you been opened with your spa over there in Houston?
We've been open for 15 years.
15 years. So you've been doing this a long time.
We're actually a medical spa. So we answer to a medical director, which is the reasons why we're able here in Texas. Our rules are so much different than everyone else. You have to have a medical director if you're wanting to do any kind of skin tightening or Botox or laser hair removal. So we do everything except for injections.
Got it. And have you been doing the same thing for about the past 15 years?
Yes. We've added a few things here and there, but yes, pretty much.
Got it. So what was like prior, because we just talked about how obviously, you know, the pandemic and COVID and things like that really took a huge toll on all businesses. You know, if it affected you guys in the comments, let us know down below. But how are things going prior to that? What was like an average month look like for you with your spa over the past 15 years you've been in business, like dollar wise?
Average month would be anywhere between 20 and 25, depending on the month. We were not charging the money that we were deserved. Me and my daughter butt heads a lot on that because she was like, I don't want to raise my prices, people will leave. And I'm like, okay, but we're never going to build if you do that, you know?
Yeah.
And so we just, you know, we made it work. Packages, I'm a huge package person, but our packages were like all over the place. It was hard for them to like talk about a package because they wasn't quite sure what to do with it, where to lock it down. And so now it's just more streamlined. The packages are so much easier for them to present to the clients. I've done all the packages. Now they're presenting it and locking them in. So it really does make a difference. Make a package, keep it, make it work, and just repeat, wash and repeat, because then after that point, once you know what you're doing, it's easy to do it.
I love it. I definitely want to dive in. My biggest focuses for today, based off the feedback we've been getting in the group, is I do want to talk about we had made a post in the group this week kind of talking about reactivating existing client databases and also leveraging low-hanging fruit, which I know you've had a lot of success with in the past as well. So I want to touch on those things. I want to touch on what's worked for you best to attract new clients in the door, leveraging social media and our butts and seats system, kind of how that's worked for you in your experience so far. And then I definitely want to make sure we dive deep into packages. So with that being said, anyone who's watching right now, drop in what's your number one question you have right now that's holding you back in your business, or questions you have that you feel that you would like answered from someone who's currently doing $50,000 a month with her salon and spa over in Houston, Texas. We'll answer in any and all questions and cover everything we possibly can today. So let's go ahead and get kick started. So what I've got, as far as some of the notes you sent in for me, you went from 17,000 to 18,000 to 50,000 in a 6-month period. What do you feel, let's start with like bringing clients in the door. What were some of the things you were struggling with prior and were able to resolve after we kind of got in contact? You were able to start working the butts and seats system in the elite program.
I think the first thing I want to point out to people, I think what helped me is coming to the calls. I heard Bree say that when she first joined, She went back to the modules. She went slow. She made sure she understood it. She wanted to know the form. So I did the same thing. When I first came in, I wanted to go through all the modules. I know y'all say, do the module, do it, and then, you know, make it work. But I don't work like that. I want to know the whole process. I want to know more control on what I'm doing. So I wanted to go through the modules and then start implementing stuff. And then when I heard Bree say that's how she did it, that gave me almost that permission to do it that way, because it works so much better for me. I'm the type of person as I want to go in and do that module and make my sheets. I have an Excel sheet that I know y'all have seen pictures of it. It's links and answers. Everything that I need to know is right there, a button away. I don't have to go and reach out to y'all unless I can't find my answer. Then I come to y'all and I come to the coaching calls with my questions and ready to, you know, get those answers so that I can keep moving forward. And that really, I think that was the best advice I got out of all of it, because that's what made me feel like I was doing it right. And then coming to those coaching calls, I pushed myself.
It's interesting you say that, because like I kind of asked you what you feel like was some of the biggest things that help you get to that 50K a month mark. And a lot of people would usually try to chase or say things like, oh, this social media strategy, or like this, you know, special Facebook or Instagram method, or, you know, this funnel advertising campaign.
That's the
thing that
you
said, what I heard from you just now is that it was more of just accountability and being surrounded and to do what you need to do on a regular basis, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, we cut out for just a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like accountability. I am. Can you hear me?
It was the accountability. I'm a very shy person. This is new to me. Social media was new to me. So jumping on social media and making posts and getting that to work was very slow for me. So it was coming back to the calls and hearing everyone else say they're having the same problems, or having you say, you know, get out there and just do it again. Get your feet wet. You're going to fall. No one answers you. Go and put 100 more posts out. No one answers you. Go find a new group. And it's true. People don't know you out there. You're not just going out there to sell your business. You have to go out there and sell yourself, who you are. And then they fall in love with you. And then they want to support you. You can't just go out there and jump in and start expecting these people to want to come and do your business. It's like you said, you can't open the door and expect them to come. Well, you can't jump on Facebook and expect them to be your friend right off the bat. It does not work that way.
I think everyone has just this false conception that, you know, if I, you know, the build it and they will come mindset, the hope and pray mindset, like they'll just do a lot of things surrounding their business or put a lot of energy into things that are not really controllable, and they're not consistent with doing those things often enough to see the results. And from what I've heard, you know, from just you saying, like, there's a combination of things that you were able to do to start getting some momentum, which we'll talk about right here, right now. But a lot of it was just consistency for you, and getting organized and having, you know, these coaching and accountability calls to keep you on track, and getting help from people who are at that higher level. And that allowed you to just get that momentum going. So let's talk like client attraction strategies. So we break up our butts and seats system, as you know, to attracting clients, ABCD, attract, book, consultation, duplication. So attracting clients, booking appointments, closing clients via perfect consultations, and then duplicating the process through referrals and paid advertising. So let's start with just attracting clients. What are some of the biggest things you've been able to do to get new butts and seats, to get new clients in the door, and allow you to get the clientele you needed to get to that 50K a month mark?
I love organic. I do a lot. I put posts out there a lot. I talk on personal levels with them, and then I also book them from that. So sometimes, a lot of times when I'm talking to them, I won't book them right then and there. And then 3 or 4 months later, they reach out to me and they're ready. They're not always ready at that point. Y'all have to realize that. So organic's huge for me. My system, I am allowed to do emails, so I can get my clients out there, but I send out referral cards through them. So that brings in new clients. And then I do videos. I send out a lot of videos and I repeat them. And I get a lot of people reach out to us and book off of those. So there's a lot of different avenues. Just find out what works for you. Think out the box.
I love it. So I'm hearing a couple of different things. I know you've been really successful with mainly leveraging Facebook, from what it sounds, right? That's where you get most of your clients. Have you also, because the three things we usually focus on is Facebook, Instagram, and low-hanging fruit. Sounds like the mass majority is from Facebook. Are you also reactivating and getting clients from your current client list through low-hanging fruit exercises as well?
Instagram, so that is up and going. It's new, so I'm not quite as comfortable with it yet. But Facebook to me is just so much easier. That's where I get most of all of my clients from, is Facebook. And the popcorn
gotcha. So
that's huge.
Perfect. So let's dive into Facebook after they're done making a bunch of noises over there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Destroyed during the ice storm, so
it's all good. I know you got like a big issue over there during the storm, so got to rebuild it over there. Cool. So let's dive into Facebook. If you guys want to know Deborah's 50K a month Facebook strategy, type in just Facebook down below in the comments. We'll talk about it. So let's dive into Facebook. What are some of the things that you've been able to do to get traction and attract clients on Facebook?
Well, at first I was doing the Let's Get Connected posts, which are good. That's how you go in there and introduce yourself and get to know people. But a lot of people are doing that now. A lot of the different type of companies, the MLMs that they call out there. So I don't want to be stuck in that. I don't want people to see me and think, oh, you're just a mom with a side business trying to make it work. So I go out there and do all kinds of posts, like my huge one, how many choo-choos are in a choo-choo train. That I went out there and put in so many groups. I got so many comments and responses and bookings off of that. Had absolutely nothing to do with my business. I do most of all of mine that way.
So what I'm hearing is some of the most powerful stuff you've done. This is in Facebook groups, local community Facebook groups, right? Okay, so you're able to find some Facebook groups in your community that you could get connected to just on a general connection-based, engagement-based level. And you mentioned that the biggest things you're able to do is make things like Let's Get Connected posts and engagement-style posts that get people commenting and interacting with each other in the community. And then from there, you're able to translate that into a conversation, showing interest in them, and then translating that into a booked appointment. Is that right?
Exactly.
So first and foremost, there's a couple things I want to chunk down so everyone here can get, step-by-step action plans on how to do all this stuff. First thing is finding the right Facebook groups. So let's maybe talk about how were you able to find the right Facebook groups that you're now able, how many clients do you think you get a month through just Facebook alone, new clients?
I probably only bring in maybe about 10, but remember, I only have 2 girls right now and we're maxed out. So my next step into growing, because I have stepped back and not booking me, I have to hire now. So I am not going fulfill, I'm not bringing in a lot at a time because I don't want to overextend us.
Well, let's maybe talk about on your peak, on your journey from 15K a month to 50K a month, because obviously you need to go through a little transition now, which is fine. How many clients on average were you getting per month from just Facebook?
I was doing about 20 to 25 a month when we were growing.
Awesome. 20 to 25 a month just from Facebook, 20 to 25 new clients a month. That's perfect. So in order to do that, you first had to find the right Facebook groups to connect with people, right? So what were you able to do to find these community groups that were able to allow you to book these 25 new clients a month?
I started in a few mom groups and I started in a few local subdivision groups. After probably about 4 or 5 months of being in those groups, people started inviting me to personal groups. And those were the groups that were really being more beneficial to me.
Okay. So how did you locate these groups? Did you just search for them? How did that look on your end?
You just search, obviously I'm in Houston, so I would search in the Vintage Park area because I want to make sure everybody's, within 100 miles of us. We have people that come an hour to hour and a half away from us. So I have no problem going out far enough, because even though I know there's a lot of people between here and there, they're not me, and I can sell me.
Yep. Got it. So it sounds like, did you join like a lot of groups at first before you found the ones that work best for you? The biggest thing I hear from a lot.
I think I have 25 groups. 12 of them are, I'm sorry, it's hot in here, y'all. 12 of them are local groups, and 12 of them are buy-sell trade groups. I work both.
Okay, so combination of both. Because the biggest thing I hear is like a lot of people, you know, just from the outside, people that aren't, you know, in our program or anything like that, you know, they'll see some of our free content, our free training and stuff like that on leveraging Facebook groups to get clients. And they're usually the biggest thing is like, I'm already in Facebook groups. I'm already, you know, doing type of stuff like this, but they're not growing their business or getting clients. Yeah. So what would you kind of say, like, allowed you to really, you know, not just find the right groups, but leverage them in the right way that sets you aside from what other people do?
I think the other one that we hear a lot in the coaching calls is that group says I can't sell. Well, then don't sell. Yeah. Join the group. Yeah. Go and introduce yourself. Go make some friends. Connect them on the back end, and then sell. You don't have to sell right there in the group. I don't think I've ever sold anything in the group. I've always brought them over into either my personal page. That's where I've sold to them. Or I've done it on the IM. I don't go and just go like, oh, here's a massage that I do. Can you book with me? It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing people struggle with. And I see even in our. Oh,
I am really sorry. I didn't know they were doing the bathroom
today. They're bringing all the tools out over there, just right next to your ear. That's funny. Okay, so what I'm hearing is basically it's not about just going into a group and trying to pitch and sell, right? It's about going in and having a genuine connection-based approach, and, you know, connecting with the community and having conversations, and then relating that into potential employment opportunities if it goes that way. Is that right?
Exactly. There's a reason why you tell everybody to go and friend and then bring them into your personal Facebook. Because in your first personal Facebook, you own that. No one can tell you can't sell.
Yeah, 100%. So let's talk about some of these posts you're making. So you talked about engagement posts, let's get connected posts. What's like one of the first posts you made that actually allowed you to book clients from, that you were like, okay, this actually can work out for me, and you're able to kind of build on top of?
I think one of my earlier ones was it was during the close down or shortly after, and everybody was home alone, tired. And so I had put out there, post your favorite vacation picture.
Okay.
And that one worked really well. And then I was able to bring them in and have those hard conversations. And I probably changed my verbiage of my conversations with people at least 4 times before I finally found what works for me.
Got it. So like, let's get connected posts or engagement posts are basically like kind of you just said, going into a group and getting that community, whether it be hundreds of people, thousands of people, depending on what the group looks like, asking a question, or, you know, creating some form of engagement style. It basically just a question that gets people to, in below in the comments, answer that question. So for you, it was like, hey, let's get connected. You know, where's your favorite, you know, spot to vacation? Drop a pic down below, or something like that. Or, hey, where's your favorite vacation spot? Yeah. So, and then they'll comment and then go ahead and like let you know, maybe show you a picture or stuff like that. And that creates this buzz in the community that allows other people to jump in and start to create what we kind of call that comment lab. Comment. And you have the opportunity to really connect a little bit deeper with these people after that, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do after you make the post, after people engage on these posts in the groups?
I start a conversation with them and be like, you know, oh, awesome, where was this at? And then I'll be like, oh, I've been there, or I haven't been there. And I'm in like, you know, what area in Houston are you? And if they're in my area, I'll be like, hey, let's connect and be friends. And then we'll connect and friends. And then I reach out to them. I usually give them a couple of days, and then I'll reach out to them on the Messenger. And then I'll be like, hey, you know, we met the other day, yada, yada, yada. We talked, and then I'll find out more about them. And then that's when I'll bring in, hey, you know, if you're interested, I own a spa, let's get you in, let's find out, you know, what your needs are. And we just go from there.
So basically, it's literally just simple communications.
Simple.
You know, make a post to kind of get people to engage with you and interact with you, make that eye contact via social basically. And then from there, just saying, hey, you know, starting a combo from there. And then it sounds like what you've been able to do is just find the best verbiage through obviously some stuff that we've helped you out with, but also through your own trial and error of just conversing with these people, see if they have a problem you can solve, and then translating that into consultation or appointment. Is that about right?
Yeah. And I've changed mine from a consultation because I feel like everyone does that. And again, I want to be out the box. I'm not an esthetician and I'm not a massage therapist. I am a practitioner. And so my consultations are different. So since I'm bringing in massages and facials for my girls, one thing that we do are called face mappings. So I started telling everybody, why don't you come in for free face mapping? And they're like very intrigued. Most people don't know what face mapping is. Everybody knows what a consultation is. So that right there already got them like, hey, wait a minute, what is that? Let's talk about that. And so I'm able to engage better on my level, get them in to talk to my girls. And that's helped tremendously for me.
Love it. Awesome. I want to take a quick pause and read some comments real quick. Shirley's here, typed in hashtag 50K. Haley's typed hashtag 50K down below. Maiden typed in hashtag live. Oscar typed in hashtag 50K. If you guys are here watching right now, let us know what you do. Are you a hairstylist, esthetician? Do you run a salon or spa? Let us know down below. And also let us know what your goals are for your business. Would love to hear it down below. We can talk about all that. And any questions you guys have so far on, right now we're talking about attracting clients via Facebook, which has worked tremendously for Deborah. She was able to be getting consistently 20 to 25 new clients a month just through Facebook and Facebook groups, using some of the strategies which we've just been talking about. So if you have any questions on how to be getting clients, 20 to 25 clients a month on Facebook, down below, drop it and we'll answer that for you as well. With that being said, we kind of talked a little bit about your strategy through Facebook. If anyone else has any questions, we'll make sure to get them answered. I do want to talk about, like, were you also able to leverage things like client reactivation, low-hanging fruit campaigns, things like that as well, to bring some more client into the business and maybe even referrals and things like that as well as you're on your growth period?
Yeah, we do email, or I do email blasts. I also do text blasts. So that's how I reach out to my clients. Shortly after we reopened, we did reach out phone call wise with a lot of our closest clients. So we reached out on a personal level. So we just kind of broke it up between the three of us, and each one of us took on a different avenue to reach out to our past clients and bring them slowly back in.
What's worked best for you as far as like getting clients, like reactivating existing clients?
Most of my clients love text. It's easier for them. Most of us, I don't know about y'all, but I have 2 emails that I don't even open. I give it to people and it's junk. Yeah. That's where it's going to go. It's never going to be seen because I don't like to be overwhelmed in my inboxes. Now, give me a text any day. Those do not bother me, but I don't like stuff going into my emails. And so a lot of our clients are like that too. They don't look at it. So if you're not, you can send it, but if people aren't looking at it, it's not doing you any good.
So when you text your clients, what does that usually look like?
It's very short and sweet because you're only allowed so many characters when you do a text. So it's usually like a flash sale, who it's with, and what the sale is about. Or if I have a sale that's going out, I'll send out a sweet little text. Hey, get ready for Mom's Day. We're going to be sending out specials. Stay tuned, and then they know they can go in on my Facebook and look up to see what the sales are. I've just kind of like customized it for them to make it easy. They can just look at it and see what to do and then take that next step that I've told them to do.
Are you doing this personally, like one-to-one, or do you use like campaigns or anything like that? How do you usually leverage
this? Campaign. Yeah, it would be too much. I have over 3,000 clients to try to do it on a one-on-one. So it's just a bulk mass text.
What do you use for that right now?
Demand Force is, we use Millennium, but Demand Force is what I use for all of my, I guess for all the confirmations and my marketing.
Okay, cool. And then I don't know if you'd be open to this. Would you mind sharing with us after the interview, maybe below in the comments, like what an example of one of those texts that has generated appointments back on the books for you has looked like?
Yeah.
Cool. If you guys want access to one of Deborah's text scripts that she sends to her current client base, go ahead and type in hashtag 50K down below. We'll make sure to tag you in that after we drop it down below. So it sounds like the biggest things, though, overall that allowed you to kind of 4X your spa over there in Houston and hit bigger numbers than you've ever had before is focusing on really leveraging one main social media platform, which is Facebook. You're just now kind of starting to branch out and leverage like Instagram and things like that. But focusing on just one thing and doing that well, 20 clients a month is basically about like, what is that? Basically like 5 clients a week, right? From that method. So basically like 1 client a day coming from Facebook. And then you're also leveraging the current assets you have, or what we call like low hanging fruit, by emailing and texting your clients and staying in contact with the people who already know, like, and trust you. Would you say that those are some of the main forms of ways you were able to get more butts in seats, more client attraction running as you were growing from 15 to 50? Or is there anything else you feel like was helpful for you to get that traction?
That's pretty much it. That was a lot.
Perfect. I'm taking notes here, which everyone else should be doing as well. This is good stuff. I mean, if you're trying to grow, your business, if you're trying to go to 50K or not, like still seeing double, triple, 4X in Deborah's case, growth in your numbers and your income, like that's a huge jump, right? Imagine if you could be doubling what you're currently making now, tripling what you're making now, 4Xing what you're currently taking home. Like that's huge, life-changing for some people. And so, just as you said at the beginning of this, I think it comes down to strategy is important. And obviously everything we just talked about, you can take action on these things. You get access to our free mini course, type in hashtag 50K down below. This was another interview we did with Deborah, walking through the exact process on a tactical basis. But a lot of this just sounds like stuff that you do consistently and you do well day by day over time, and it just starts to snowball, starts to steamroll. And you get momentum.
Yes.
So like, last question before we transition to kind of booking appointments, consultations, package pricing, things like that, which you kick butt at. I'm really excited to talk about that. What's your, you talked a little bit about what's like a daily or weekly workflow look like for you in regards to client attraction, using like Facebook, using your email and text, lists and things like that? What does like a day or a week in the life look like for Deborah?
Sometimes I can spend anywhere from like 5 to 6 hours just online, legit, because I'm not out there just trying to find people to sell to. I'm putting an algorithm out there. I'm putting over 1,000 posts, 1,000 talks. If I hit that limit, no matter if I'm in a cell group and just saying, let's get connected and finding out what other people or owners are out there and connecting with them, the more you're out there, the more algorithm you get. So when you do go and fine tune to hunt, it makes it so much easier to hunt, because now you can find those people you're wanting to bring into your business. But you have to put a lot out there to find that small 10%. You can't
100%
out there and hope to book 5. Does not work that way.
And a lot of people may, scratch their head a little bit. You said sometimes you're spending, 4 hours a day doing some of this stuff. it's just time you could be doing through moving time, downtime on appointments. Like you could do this from anywhere, from just your
I don't
phone.
sit 4 hours at one time and do it.
Yeah, no, like this is stuff that like once you get a little bit of traction going, it becomes fun. It becomes addictive because you're seeing the results from it. You're getting more connections, more following, through your presence and your profiles, and like ultimately more engagement just in your local community online, right? That's what you're doing. And, it starts out maybe just spending, 30 minutes, an hour a day, and then you start to get the process down. You're going day by day, and then you start to really get in the momentum, and you stop doing all those other things that weren't working for you, and you just focus on what works, right? Because I mean, everyone in the comments below, what do you guys do with your free time right now to try to grow your business, to try to get clients? If you could just direct that time and that energy and that focus. You're sitting
at the doctor's office and you're not doing anything, you should be on your phone doing something. You always have a phone on.
Well, there's always opportunity to be growing.
Like, it's attached to me. It's I never go anywhere with. And look, it even has my Real Beauty Bosses on it.
There's the boss beliefs right there.
Yes, I mean,
a diehard Real Beauty Boss.
That phone is my money. I have it everywhere, and so I'm constantly doing something on it.
I love it, and it's just about doing the right things and being consistent with those right things, from what it sounds like. So. That's awesome, Deborah. I think that's great. If you guys do want access to some training that can help you implement some of these strategies through Facebook, email and text blasts and things like that, low-hanging fruit campaigns, just being consistent with the daily implementation plan, as we call it, go ahead and type hashtag 50K down below. We'll share some bonuses after this interview, including the scripts. Deborah said she'd be open to sharing those that she uses for client reactivation. And we'll share some other stuff with you down below after that as well. Type in hashtag 50K down below and let us know what questions you have. We're about to do a little bit of comment reading after we cover packages and pricing, what you have about attracting clients. Well, let's go ahead and talk about some price shifts you've been making, the perfect packaging model you've really been able to adopt for your business, and how you've been able to, what is your average ticket right now for your clients, for new clients right now?
Ticket it's all over the place because we have a lot of wax clients. So just kind of, if you want to just look at our bigger tickets, it can average from 175 to 500, just depending on what it is.
Perfect. So 175 to 500.
Yeah, I don't track it, in the tracker, I don't track it daily because it does, to me, that doesn't give you an actual average, because if you have a 15-minute ticket, but it's identifying that as an hour ticket, that throws the whole number off.
Totally. So so your average ticket is anywhere from $175 to $500. And then you also have packages, I know, because I've seen it. You sell these like hotcakes, that are $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 as well. What do some of your package pricing and stuff like that look like? What's like your like lower package option? What's your highest?
We have our laser hair removal that starts anywhere from $50 for $50 a piece for 6 sessions, all the way to full body. That's $5,000, and that's majorly discounted. Wow! Because if you come in and get one each section, it would be over probably about $20,000. So if you come in and want a full body, we're like, full body, we'll give you this, and people will just jump on it because it's over half of the savings.
Awesome. I love it. And I know you had mentioned you'd almost doubled your prices and your ticket price and what you're able to earn per client after joining our Real Beauty Bosses Elite program. What are some of the shifts that you made with your pricing or with your consultations or with your sales process that allowed you to really raise the average value you were collecting per client?
We were doing an average facial for about $90, which we still offer for some of our older clients. But what I've done now is when I bring in new clients, I offer a custom facial for $150 in the door. And so that right there has almost doubled our prices for new clients. And all it is everything that we was doing with 1 or 2 little add-ins that does not cost us anything. And my girls just doing what they do best and selling it.
I love it. So you actually went from an average ticket of 90 to 150 plus in the door. Yeah. New clients that's almost like a double, like right there, because not including the packages.
So yeah. I did it.
So that's awesome. So a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions and false beliefs about price increases. And a lot of the time, that's everyone in this industry is selling themselves short. The average earning in this industry is $30,000 a year. And a lot of that's not just because of, lack of client attraction, but a lot of that's because we're not charging, what we should be charging and what we're worth, right? So what were some of the things going through your head, and what were you struggling with prior that was holding you back from raising your prices, and what allowed you to really make the jump to start charging your worth and value over there?
What was holding me back was my daughter. She would not raise her prices. 15 years, I think we raised her prices once. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She means well, but you can't run a business like that. And when I got into RBV and I was showing her some of the videos, and I sat down and really told her, this is it. And, you're either going to be here and stuck here forever, or you're going to have to give me free reign to start running the business the way it needs to be ran. And she finally gave me full reins, and she would talk to a few of her clients and they would be like, yes, you need to do this. This is the only thing that's going to, get you to move forward. And so once I had her on board, we started changing prices. We didn't lose any clients. We started picking up more clients. Sorry.
I like that.
And so not only did I raise my prices, At first, I was just doing like bringing people in at like 120. And then I was like, you know what, this is stupid. I'm not an esthetician. So what I did is I made a facial that's custom to each person. So that makes it easier not to give a price and not to tell them what they're getting, because I don't know their skin until you book it and come and see my esthetician. They're going to tell you from the face mapping, do you have acne, or are you worried about your wrinkles? What issue needs to be resolved or looked at. And that's all done in that consultation. So when you tell them they're getting a free mapping, they're like, oh my gosh, what is that? And I was like, that's where we find out what is your skin relevant to? What do you need? What product is best for you? And that right there it's been a game changer for me, because like I said, everyone does consultations. Not too many people talk about the mapping, and that's not something new. That's what every esthetician should already be doing on their clients, is face mappings. So I just changed it.
I'm actually doing some math right now just to break down like what changes are made when you raise your prices. And I think this is pretty insightful. If you wanted to add an extra $10,000 to your business and you're currently charging only $90 for average ticket, you would need 111 appointments a month to hit an extra 10,000. You need 28 a week and 5 to 6 appointments a day at a low ticket average of $90. If you're doing what you're doing using the strategies you had just shared and charging 150, you only need 66 appointments a month, 17 a week, only about 3 a day. So literally you're practically shortcutting like half the number of clients you need to be attracting and you need to have in your chair or in your on the table, wherever it is, you're working with them, to be able to hit your goals. And I think a lot of the time, no one spends much time looking at the numbers. And the thing is, like, if you don't know your numbers in business, you're not going to be in business for long, because you're not going to realize that, I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm not actually getting paid much for my hours spent in work. And like, you're never able to get ahead. And pricing is a huge part of that. Not just, in the door pricing, but also like lifetime value of your clients. How much are they spending long-term with you? Which I think is the perfect transition into going into packaging, because I think no matter what services you provide, I know people doing hair, skin, nails, body services, you said laser hair removal, all across the board, people are using packages to literally double, triple, sometimes even 10x the amount their clients spend with them over time, which is huge, because that is where your money is really made. And that's where you really build good, solid, long-term relationships with your clients, which allows you to build a good, solid business, right? So you talked a little bit about how you actually were able to raise the prices by simply value stacking, your services, and just basically being able to iterate to clients, this is what we're going to be doing for you. This is how it works. Here's the total value of these things. Here's how much it costs. And that basically allowed you to double your ticket price right there. What strategies were you able to use to start doing these like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 packages to get clients spending that amount with you? Some of this is upfront too, right? Like they're spending this cash up front.
Those two packages were actually both paid up front. A lot of our packages were closed down. We always did, you get 25% off if you paid up front, but right now with the close down and everything, we have waived all that. We are letting clients pay as you go right now, because a lot of people, some people, I'm not gonna say a lot, some people don't have it. We do still keep those people in our thing, in our, wings. But money's money. If you're going to pay me monthly or you're going to pay me up front right now with everything the way it was, we were allowing people to go month to month. I like cash flow, so I'm okay with that.
Cash is the lifeblood of your business.
Yeah. Once everything starts going open full force, we'll go back to, that money in order to get the discounts. That money will be collected up front. That's why you give a discount.
Mm-hmm. 100%. So, because like it's if they're spending that amount up front, here's the risk. You can either hope and pray that that person comes back consistently and is accountable enough to show up to their next appointments, or you can get them committed to their goals right then and right there with what they already need and what's prescribed to them based off how the consultation goes and what's going to be in their best interest, and get them to commit to their goals right then and there. Right. And this could apply to any services. So like it's in everyone's best interest to do package pricing, to get higher price commitments and things like that, because the more people pay, the more they're going to pay attention as well. And ultimately, like these people need your help, and being able to exchange value for money on that scale is going to allow you to serve your clients at a higher level as well. So,
and most people don't mind paying up front. Just ask. You just have to, it has to be part of your procedure, and you have to be used to asking or telling.
How many of you guys down below have are currently offering packages or memberships or things along those lines right now? How many of you guys are looking to do so? Comment down below in the chat. Also, let us know what questions you have about packaging and pricing. I do have a lot of questions that we pulled from the group this week that I want to run by you, as well as read some comments in the chat before we wrap up today, which I appreciate all of this, Deborah. You're sharing a ton of stuff that I think is going to help a lot of people. Anyone who's watching right now, I'd definitely rewatch a lot of this stuff, and make sure you also type in hashtag 50K so you can get access to the bonuses after this as well. But ultimately, what would you say, before we get into questions, Q&A, talking to everyone here in the chat, is for someone looking to do packaging or do better with their packaging and sell these $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 upfront ticket value prices, what would be your fast action, get started tips and success path for that?
I would stop and think, what is it that you're trying to do? Like with our laser hair removal, obviously that's cut and easy. It's laser hair removal. But if you're trying to do like, let's say skin tightening, you're trying to do IPL with a microneedling, and you're got some pills going on with it. Think of a 6 week. It takes 6 weeks to renew the skin. So think of some kind of package that you can get them in your seat every 2 weeks and have that stretched out for 6 weeks as a full package. Our full package runs $1,500. That's every 2 weeks, 6 appointments for $1,500. They have new skin by the end of that, and we get so many referrals now because we switched it up that way.
I love it. So clients are actually happier paying you more money.
They are happier. Like. They are happier because you're not just focusing on, oh, let's bring you in and do a series of pills. Pills are amazing, but if you stack it with something else, you've brought them up to the next level. Yeah,
value. It's all just like all about value. I always like to say like price and value are like a scale. Like price on one side, values on the other. If you can raise, the value enough on one side, the price objection it tips the scale. It's not a problem, right?
Exactly.
And like if you're trying to raise your prices, but you're not adding any extra value or sharing what actually is the value of what you're offering, you're not going to be in luck. So you have to always lead with value to get what you want. So I think that's super powerful and valuable. Also, like if you wouldn't mind after this interview, if you'd be open to it, sharing obviously that text campaign or an example of that worked best for you for client reactivation, but also maybe just a rundown on your package pricing. Maybe you could drop it in the comments below after this. What's worked best for you? Any tips and things like that? Would you be open to doing that as well for everyone who's here watching us live?
Yeah.
Cool. So type in hashtag 50K if you want access for Deborah. She's going to give you all her dirty little secrets that's working for her that allowed her to go from $15,000 a month to $50,000 a month. And again, it doesn't matter if you're at that level, what services you offer, things like that. Like, business is business, client attraction is client attraction, pricing is pricing. If you get the right, levers in the right places and you crank them, you're going to be able to double, triple, or even 10x your business as well. So,
hey there, Katie here, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Quick announcement, we just released our brand new mentorship program to help salon and spa owners reach that 10K, 25K, 50K, and even 100K per month point. So if you need help filling your chairs, getting new clients consistently, raising your prices, and want us to hand you a proven process that shows exactly what to do to get to that next level in your business, then click the link below or around this video. Fill out the short application to see if you qualify, and our team will be reaching out to you for those next steps. Talk to you soon.